You're heading out already?
Oh, I don't know.
You know, I take it as a compliment.
I'd just as soon be another scumbag mercenary in their eyes. I didn't know anything about him until they showed up at my door.
I bet Jennifer was happy.
Yeah, to hear her tell it it's somehow my fault, as usual. I've barely even seen her for the past 3 months, so good riddance.
I'll pass along your sentiments. So where are you off to?
Surprise!
John, why don't you head on home? You don't need to stay this late. Your wife's probably waiting.
Yeah, waiting to give me hell about something. See you tomorrow, Professor.
Well, we better wrap up too.
Just as well, I guess. It's gonna take me another hour to finish this.
You know, I keep telling you need to start earlier. When you rush, you can lose focus.
Yeah, I get it already. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Greetings, Professor. I believe you're going to hand me over the vial. Maybe you didn't hear me the first time. It's understandable. Allow me to repeat myself. Give me the vial.
And if I don't?
Isn't that obvious? We'll take it anyway. But we much prefer to take you alive. And I like to be civil when I can. Big shock can be oh so discomforting.
Alright, here.
Molly. Thank you, Professor.
Dask? It's Loman, the AT contact you talked to in OSHA. Adrak wants to meet with you at 8:30.
time is it?
It's 7:45.
Figures. 2 weeks without a peep out of him, and then get your butt over here at the absolute last minute.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that.
Thanks. So what's the occasion?
Something really big is happening. I'll let him fill you in. Just make sure you're there on time, alright? See ya.
Knock knock.
Took you long enough. Sit down.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Our contact in Oshia spoke highly of you. It seems you've made quite a name for yourself there with this sort of freelance work. Why did you decide to move to Terranian?
The job market in Oshia is getting a little too seedy for my taste. Too many criminal organizations.
A mercenary with morals. What is the world coming to?
Well, that and a polite request to leave by the government.
Concerning certain rumors surfacing about your father, if I recall correctly. They're still a bit touchy over his involvement in bringing an end to their little bid for power in the last magic war.
Really? Yeah, could have fooled me.
But to business. Jadran?
We've hired you as part of our magic user recruitment program. As you know, the sense enhancement skills absorbed through the infusion points are frowned upon by the general public. As a result, the Terranian government makes a point of looking the other way when organizations such as ours start adapting programs like this. We don't get any support, but we don't answer to the bureaucracy either, which more than makes up for it. Stacy Meteran, I believe you've met her, is with us as part of this program as well. Last night, a laboratory in Galtama was ransacked by a criminal organization. One guard was killed, and a scientist by the name of Zachary Gelst was kidnapped.
Gelst was a friend of mine years ago. He was studying highly sensitive material, and we have reason to believe that whoever attacked the lab was after something that could be very dangerous.
We want you to go to the Terranite labs in Galtama and see if you can discover who broke in and what they were looking for. You'll be paid according to how much you're able to discover.
Oh, and the cops are probably already on their way. We've pulled some strings that should keep them from touching anything for a while, so you'll be able to dig around before they do. We don't trust them not to screw this up.
Won't I need some kind of badge or something to stave them off?
Stacy will be going with you. Her AT identification should keep them from nosing around too much.
Sounds good. I'll be back in a few hours.
Good luck.
Hi, can you tell me where I can find Stacy Meteran?
I'm over here, Dask.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Ready?
Sure, let's go. Is this your car?
You ask that like you're expecting something else.
Well,
Oh, I get it. Thanks a lot.
Oh, don't get mad. I'm sure it's been very reliable over the years.
You can always walk, you know. So how far away is it?
About 150 miles. Galtima's way out in the middle of nowhere.
Wonderful. Hope the cops haven't started poking their noses around to this whole triple event for nothing. Did Adrak give you any details about what they were working on over there?
No, just that it could be incredibly dangerous in the wrong hands.
Yeah, that's all I got too. I guess we'll find out when we get there.
That's the plan. You know, it doesn't look like much.
Will you stop about the car?
Not that, the lab complex. If whatever they were working on was so secret, you'd think they'd be at a bigger establishment with more security.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Huh? Who are you? We didn't order any backup.
I'm here under specific orders from AT Director David Adrak. Here's the paperwork if you want to be formal about it. Now sit back and don't touch anything, or your captain isn't going to be happy with you tonight. Dask, you check that route. I'm going to see what I can pull up on file here.
Yeah, unlucky fellow.
Hey!
Don't worry, I don't think he'll want it back. There should be something over... Smells like stun gun residue. Find anything?
Nope. There's a work record from last night, but it doesn't give us anything more than we already know. The guard left, a junior scientist was killed, and Gelst is gone. How about you?
We can head back any time. I'm pretty sure I know who did it.
Really? Who?
I'll tell you on the way.
Ah, right.
I like the way you handled that.
It was all I could do to keep from grinning. So what did you find?
The junior scientist was killed by an arrow of some kind.
An arrow?
Yeah, and there was some stun gun residue on the floor. It looked like it was fired from a similar trajectory. I matched up the traces of powder from the weapon fire in both cases, and it seems like both shots had about equal velocity. It's possible they were fired from the same weapon.
So what does that mean?
It means our list of suspects is significantly shorter. I can vaguely remember hearing about something like this when I was in Oshia. Rumors about criminal organizations' trademarks float around all the time in mercenary circles. But my mind's been cloudy lately and the name isn't coming to me.
You okay?
Yeah. It's probably from moving to a new region all of a sudden. Anyways, I've got a friend in the Turanian capital who can probably identify the weapon from the arrow. We can work it out from there.
Sounds good. Head back to the AT base first, though, so we can give Adrak our report.
Right.
They're on their way back. AT operatives, like we suspected. One of them said he thought he knew who did it. Right. It's inside the rear bumper. They should lead you right there. Yes, sir.
We're back?
So I gathered. Stacy, we got your message. A recon team's been dispatched to Terranite. Nobody's getting within a mile of the complex without us knowing about it. How did it go?
They were pretty sloppy. The computers had already wiped their hard drives clean after sending their records to the central data center, so we didn't get anything out of them. But they left us a body with some clues to follow.
I think the weapon that fired this also had a tranquilizer component built in. There can't be too many of those just lying around. Do you recognize it?
No. We'll have to get a hold of a weapons specialist and run it through our own records.
That'll take time. I've got a friend in the city I've been meaning to visit who knows a thing or two about weapons. I was thinking Stacy and I could take it down there and have him take a look at it.
Alright, but if you can't come up with anything, don't linger. Bring it back so we can get to work on it.
Hello again, Professor. How are you? Not feeling very talkative, I see. That's a shame, because I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to our guest as a result of your inaction.
What guest?
He doesn't know yet, Brackus.
I see. I'm sure he can make an educated guess, but that's what scientists do, right?
No.
You have one chance.
I don't know. The one you got was the only one we found or know anything about. We were looking, but thus far hadn't turned anything up.
I'll be right back.
No! I'm telling the truth!
We know.
I'll leave you to think. I'm sure that's what you'd want.
Where are you going?
To pick up my watchman, and to settle a small trifle with some nosy AT operatives.
Don't use your file.
Only if the situation calls for it, right?
Don't get too comfortable, Professor. You might not be here much longer.
Did he seem tense to you too?
We should have asked them what they were working on again. The more I think about it, the more nervous I get.
You think it's some kind of weapon?
Well, I haven't had time to do a lot of research, but I remember reading something on Gelston's paper about a week ago. Some startling new discovery that had the scientific community freaking out, and then it suddenly died down. I think they found something and got a little too excited to stay quiet about it. We're coming up on it. Hope he didn't take the day off or anything. Watch out for that one.
Ah! Shit! Ow! Son of a...
Sorry, I didn't mean to break your concentration there.
Yeah, thanks a lot, smartass. What are you... Dask?
Long time no see.
About 3 years, yeah. How you been, man? Did Oshia pan out for you?
Not as well as I'd hoped.
Well, I guess you wouldn't be here if it had. Oh, hey, who's this?
Stacy Meteran. Nice to meet you.
We're here on behalf of the AT. I was hoping you could tell me something about these.
It looks like a Matin crossbow arrow. I'm not certain, though.
Any way you could tell for sure?
I might have a similar model in the back room. We could see if it fits. What's this about, anyway?
Long story. We found them at Terranite Labs this morning.
I probably don't even want to know. Let's go check. I've been meaning to clean up a bit. Half of this stuff isn't properly categorized yet from when we moved from uptown.
Worried about the government doing a random inspection on you?
Nah, they rarely bother unless you sell something to a convicted felon. Here we are. The key for that is in the bottom drawer, if you want to take a closer look.
Oh, thanks.
You a sword person?
Trained since I was 14.
Very cool. Well, it looks like we've got a match. You see this notch above the clip feed? You could probably install a tranquilizer there if you knew what you were doing. But it would take some serious customization. This weapon isn't really built for something like that.
So we're talking about an expert here.
No doubt about it. Should narrow down your search, at any rate.
Do you mind if I take this back to the AT? They'll return it quickly, I mean.
Sure, go ahead. You just window shopping over there, Stacy?
Actually, this is a very nice gun. Much better than the one I have. How much is it?
600, but I'll give you a discount. Most of the people I get in here are amateurs or snotty collectors, so a real enthusiast is a nice change.
What?
Across the street. I've seen him before.
You're right. At Terranite, he was a cop.
We've been followed. Jack, lock down the store. We've got trouble.
What is it?
I don't think we're gonna have to look far to find our kidnapper. Stay here, I'll head him off.
I'll go around. Be careful.
Right. You know, I couldn't help but notice you taking an interest in our investigation.
That's funny. We were thinking the same thing about you and our operation.
We?
Don't appreciate AT grunts snooping around in our business. You want us to drop him?
No, clear out. I'll take him myself.
He had a friend with him. And I don't like the way that weapon store owner disappeared when we closed in. You sure you don't want any help?
This is a good opportunity to try out one of our new toys.
Well, what about what Rosal said?
I don't care what the old fool said. Clear out!
You got it, boss. Don't leave any witnesses.
So, you must be Brackus.
Very good. Unfortunately, you won't live long enough to get this information back to your bosses in the AT. Allow me to demonstrate the power of the most deadliest weapon on the planet.
What the hell is that thing? amazing!
It's even greater than I had imagined. Now, prepare to die.
What was that?
I have no idea. Stacy, you alright?
Well, I should be asking you the same question. We need to get that wound looked at.
I'll be alright.
I don't think so. Whatever he turned into, it was letting off some very toxic fumes. You could have been infected with any type of virus.
Okay, we'll all get looked at when we get back. Have you called the AT?
There's a containment team on the way. Man, I'm gonna kill Adric if he knew something like this was gonna happen.
I'll help. Jack, I hate to do this, but you're gonna have to come back with us. The cops are gonna show up here soon enough anyway. Better to be debriefed by the AT than by those bozos.
I guess I don't really have a choice. But I'd like to know what the hell just happened, too.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I think you were right about the poison. But I should be fine until we get back. At least we have an idea of what was so important that Gels was working on now.
Do we really? Aside from the fact that it's incredibly weird?
Good point.
Dusk's resting in our medical facilities. The infection hasn't had a chance to spread very far, so you should be fine. It looks like the situation is as bad as we feared.
The 7 sleepers. I never would have thought it was real.
I know, and if one's been found, chances are the others have been too.
It was amazing how well they dealt with him. The legend states that they're supposed to be invincible.
The vial we recovered was more than half full. It's possible that Brackus didn't understand how it worked and assumed he'd have to drink from it every time he transformed. It could be that the less you drink, the less power it grants you for the transformation.
Unlikely the ones above him will make the same mistake.
Right.
Hope I'm not too late to the party.
It's just getting started. First of all, I want to apologize for not fully debriefing you on our suspicions. It seemed like a rather ridiculous conclusion to jump to at the time.
I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, that's for sure.
So what the hell was it?
One of the 7 sleepers, as the legend goes. A Vlarion.
Vlarion?
An elemental creature from ancient times, created by a sorcerer named Kikavex. They were supposedly sealed into crystals like the one Brackus had, and could be reawakened if they found an affinity with an appropriate body.
You're telling me Gelst had this and didn't think to have tighter security around it?
He was probably skeptical about what it was. Hindsight is always 20/20.
No, touché. Wonderful. So, what does this mean?
I was hoping you could help us out a bit. Can you remember if anyone said anything out there about more of them?
Actually, yeah. The spy from Terranite mentioned instructions to Brackus from someone named Rosal. I got the impression it was revealed a bit prematurely. He wasn't supposed to use it yet. But he probably thought he could kill any witnesses and have a chance to try it out ahead of time.
I had a feeling this was too big for a gangster like Brackus. If that's the case, they might not have them all yet. Good. Well then, we only have one course of action. We have to storm Brackus's headquarters, rescue Gelst, and try to acquire any vials we can before they get word of his death and move them to a more secure location. Are you ready?
Wait, what? You want us to go?
This is just them, right?
Jack!
I'm expanding the obligations of your contract. You are now under an official mandate from the Terranian government to investigate the possibility of a Vlarion attack and prevent it from happening by any means necessary. Jack, as a participant in the incident with Hierolix, you're obliged as well.
What?
You can't be serious. Stacy, what exactly is so funny?
I'm sorry. I can't help it.
You knew this was coming?
We rounded up several of Brachus's men when you were recovering. We just wanted to check your story with theirs. Consider it one final test of your trustworthiness. You passed with flying colors.
I'm so glad to hear it. Okay, so when do we leave?
Immediately. There's no telling how many men Brachus had lurking in the shadows, so it's possible that one managed to slip by or get a message back to his HQ. We locked down all communications going out of Terrania under the guise of a power failure, and we're watching the roads that go out into Oshia, where his headquarters are located, but we're taking utmost precaution with this operation. Is there anything you need before you get started?
About 4 squads worth of operatives would be nice.
We're sending 6. Grab anything you need from the armory and head downstairs. The transport trucks are already waiting for you. Be careful.
Yeah, right.
I could tell you enjoyed that.
He's a good man. He would have volunteered eventually if I hadn't pushed him into it.
What about the weapon store owner?
Dask vouched for his integrity when he brought him in, and Stacy tells us he actually delivered the killing blow to Hierolix. It's good enough for me.
He didn't seem happy.
Naturally. But he's a close friend of Dask's. He won't turn tail or screw anything up.
This contract expansion worries me, though. If they don't come back, we're in a lot of trouble.
If they don't come back, we'll have a lot more to worry about than a breach of contract.
I got back as quickly as I could. The AT has operatives watching the roads. Brachus is dead, and the AT recovered the vial.
That stupid fool. I knew we couldn't trust him.
They're on their way. Do you want me to help with the evacuation?
The ones who defeated Hierolix. Tell me about them.
2 AT special agents. From the Magic Users program, probably. Very young. 1 male, 1 female. The other was a weapons store owner, though he seemed to know the other male. He was trained in magic as well.
What was the leader's name?
Dask, I think.
Yes. Meet up with my lieutenants and follow their instructions. You can do whatever you want with the professor.
You got it.
We're here. We'll spread out and provide cover for you. Just a signal if you need us to move in.
Okay.
You really think this is the best way to do this? What if we get ambushed?
The thought has crossed my mind, but these guys aren't magic confused. They won't be able to sense anything coming at them. Better that we move in first and avoid any needless death.
Hopefully that includes our own.
Hello, hello. Nice to see you again, Dad. Oh, my name is Kramer.
Looks like you gave the AT the slip. Congrats, it's not easy to do.
Oh, the admiration is all mine, I'm afraid. Taking down Hierolix is not easy. And I don't think you'll walk away from the next one. Probably not all of you, anyway.
Thanks for the confidence. Let him go and take a few steps back.
Oh, sure. Professor, you're free.
I'm not going anywhere until I know she's safe.
Oh yes. You'll find her inside, 3rd floor. But let me say in advance, I don't condone what he did. If I'd have known ahead of time, I would have... Well, no sense wondering about the would haves. The world doesn't work that way, unfortunately. I'll see you again, Dask. Try to stay alive that long.
Professor, you alright?
Let me go. I've got to get inside.
Easy, easy. Who's in there? Who is he talking about?
My daughter, Lisa. He kidnapped her to try and make me talk.
Rosal could still be inside. Let us go in first. Stacy, you stay here and watch after him.
All right. Be careful.
We will. I really didn't like the way Kramer was talking back there.
Me neither. We better hurry.
Here we go. You start at that end. Watch yourself.
You too.
Oh no.
Dusk, there wasn't anything you could have done.
I shouldn't have made him wait outside. That was his last chance to talk to her.
What if Rosal had left men behind? They could both be dead. You made the right decision, hard as it was.
I know, but...
We're not out of the... we're still in a tense situation. It seems as if they can reverse transformation at will. I doubt if whatever it was, it would have evacuated if it was stuck in Vlarion form. You're lucky it wasn't still there.
Whatever it was, it didn't leave much of a mess behind. A few bones, bits of clothes, but no blood.
Must have been Criven. That's 3 vials accounted for.
3?
About an hour ago, we received word of an attack on the water complex at Severon. It's one of the 3 major water treatment plants in Terrania. Apparently, one of Brachus's men went AWOL after his death and turned up there. He's killed most everyone on duty.
Why?
Probably to lure us out there. Our sources indicate that he was Brachus's right-hand man, Marley.
From what you told us, we can only assume that this Rosal is the man in charge. He must have hired Brachus's organization to help him locate the vials. Now that it's a liability, he's dissolved the group, killing its members or abandoning them if they're outside of his grasp. Marley's probably trying to get revenge.
Since he's gone to a water complex of all places to lure you out, he must have the Zarethio vial.
Zarethio.
A 20-foot-tall snake creature. It can dissipate itself entirely in a body of water and reform at will. He's in a very advantageous position.
Look, I've got to get some air. Just let me know when everyone's ready to leave, okay?
Is he all right?
He has been spacing out a bit. He mentioned to me earlier that he was having trouble focusing.
Oh boy.
Do you know something about this?
It stems from childhood. We were on a field trip to see a magic infusion point. When our guardians weren't looking, he snuck off and touched it. Ever since then, every once in a while...
Interesting. Yes, I know the theory. Being infused with magic at younger ages can cause recurring neurosis as you get older. I didn't think there was any truth to it. His caretakers never did anything?
I don't think they ever found out. He didn't cultivate his skills until much later.
Is there any cure for it?
The Magic Knights had a few techniques.
I'd be surprised if there were any of them left. Last I heard, most of them were assassinated at the end of the war. The Ocean government has a lot of secrets. We'll discuss this further when you get back. In the meantime, try to keep him from getting too stressed out.
As soon as I figure out how to do that myself, sure.
Seems like they've taken the bait.
Think that a right-hand man of practices will be able to handle them?
Doesn't matter. We have our opportunity to move in now.
Yeah, but losing Zarethio.
It's a risk worth taking. We'll be ready to deal with Dask and his friends if they return. Then there will be no obstacles.
Dask? What's wrong?
I feel like we're being watched. Stay here and keep your eyes peeled.
Hello again, Dask. I guess it's just you and me. I knew you'd come looking on your own.
Personal grudges can be hazardous to your health, you know.
Hazardous to the other guy's health, maybe. Want to go around?
I don't have time for this.
It wasn't a question. Not bad. Well, now I know I have something to look forward to. We'll meet again.
Oh, great. I've always wanted a fan.
spreading out around the perimeter. Any area in particular you want watched?
Put an extra man on the side that opens to the ocean. Worst comes to worst, that's where I think he's gonna go. Well, here we go, I guess.
We're with you, Dad.
Drop the vial. Drop it and take about 5 steps back. What? Oh no.
Is it dead?
It's dead, alright.
Man, this is no way to live. What next? The giant scorpion? What's the matter?
Why was Kramer waiting for me on the way there?
Huh?
They're all supposed to be on the same side, right? Why would he try to ambush us if we were already on our way to an ambush?
You're right. It doesn't make any sense.
He wasn't even fighting that hard. He can't have expected to kill me. In fact, I can't think of any reason to even bother unless he was... He was trying to slow us down.
Oh, shit! Call them!
My phone's shot. Must have got ruined in the water.
Mine should work. Nothing.
Try again!
Back to the car, you can try there. We're really gonna have to hurry.
You really think they'd attack the AT headquarters? The security there is unbelievable.
You saw what Zarepio did. I'm really worried.
How fast can you get back to Terranium?
We're gonna find out.
This is insane! Our people are being slaughtered up there!
I agree. Full retreat. Through the underground exits. And make sure someone gets that Hyrolux vial out of here. Where's Gelst?
In the archives, last I heard.
Send a team to look for him and then... Damn it, go! There's no more time!
How far?
5 minutes, and that's pushing it.
Oh my god. You can see the explosions from here.
It's heat lately, but there aren't any storm clouds. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Take your team through the exits 2 blocks down. If we split up, they may have a chance to choose targets.
Yes, sir.
Let's go!
They're coming up through the levels under the subway. Head them off. I'll destroy the rest of this. extent of my powers are beyond your comprehension. Your efforts have been a minor distraction at best. Even so, it's interesting that you're here after all this time. Obviously, someone has been watching you. I wonder who.